Buddy, how's it going? Austin Practal Bay Performance, coming at you live. Happy Monday, everybody. Uh, Taking a second to catch my breath. Feel like I've just been go, 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 go all day today, and it's felt pretty dang good, though. I'm not gonna lie. So today, it's Monday. Start the week off right. Gonna be talking to you guys about what's going on right now. In some parts of the world, U.S., Canada, etc. Um, Yesterday in Washington State, it was announced that more like quarantine restrictions are going to be put in place. So that includes gyms. And as of tonight, as far as I know, all gyms are supposed to be closed in Washington State at midnight tonight. So what do we do? What do I think you should do? That's what this live is going to be all about. It's going to be about Quarantine 2.0. It's probably going to happen in other states as well. I know it's going to happen in other states. Might happen in your state. It's almost inevitable. So it's one of those things where we can roll over on our bellies and cry about it, and whine and cry and quit and give up on our goals and use it as an excuse to once again, for the second time this year, to not actually do what you said you're going to do. Or you can be adaptive and you can get through it and you can make progress, and you can make great progress without needing a gym. Okay? So I'm going to basically just break down what I think that most of you who are watching this should do before Quarantine 2.0 hits your state, like it has hit mine, and what I would suggest doing, because who knows how long it's going to last. It's going to be for a month here, at least, and we know how that went last time. It was going to be just 4 weeks, and that 4 weeks turned into basically from March until June or July of not having access to a gym. Some states don't have access to gyms still. They're like, oh, well, we've been in quarantine this whole time. So let me talk about and break down basically what I think that you guys should do when it comes to preparing for this, because let's be honest, not having a gym sucks, but it doesn't have to suck that much, because you can effectively reach your goals and lose weight, gain strength, build muscle from at home. Like, you don't need a gym. It's a nice luxury and it's convenient and the environment's different. And it's nice, and I'm not gonna lie, I love the gym, and it kind of, I don't know, it's like taking a part of my soul away whenever I'm not able to go to the gym. And it sucks because I love going to the gym, and I know a lot of other people love going to the gym, and I know a lot of people who are just now getting into their fitness journey or their weight loss journey are starting to love and find a love for the gym. And to have that ripped away can be hard. It can be scary, and it can be something that makes you feel, I don't know, worried that you're going to gain all your weight back, lose all your progress, and get set back. And I'm here to tell you that it doesn't have to be that way, and it won't be that way if you follow along these steps I'm going to kind of lay out and what I think you should do. So first thing to think about is, if you're on a weight loss journey, although it is ideal, you do not have to work out in order to lose weight. You don't have to. It's 95% diet, 99% diet, 5-10% working out if you want to look a certain way whenever you get down to your weight loss goal. Okay? So let that be said. You don't have, if you don't give half a shit what you look like by the time you get down to your goal weight, you just want to lose weight for whatever reason, you don't need a gym at all. So you don't have to use that as an excuse to not pursue your weight loss goal if that's the case. If you do want to look how you want to look and look good and build muscle and limit the amount of excess skin and things like that you're going to end up having from losing weight, I encourage you to listen to this part, because it's going to be helpful, because you're going to want to work out and you're going to want to work out from home, so that way you can look how you want to look when you reach your weight loss goal. So we've already been through this before. This has happened already. So we know that whenever we don't have gyms, and this happened, there were two different kind of groups of people that went two different paths. The people that rolled over on their bellies and gave up on their goals and quit, and probably either stayed the same or maybe even gained weight. I know a lot of people that have gained 20, 30, 40 plus pounds since quarantine happened. Or there were the group of people who adapted and didn't care and still made it a priority and wanted it bad enough and pursued their goals anyways, although it may have been less convenient and harder in some ways than others, then they still pursued it and they adapted and they made it happen regardless. Which path are you going to take this time around? You got to ask yourself this: which path are you going to take? Are you going to let it happen twice and put on another 20, 30, 40 pounds, or spend another, who knows how long, 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, 4 months, 5 months, 6 months of not continuing to pursue your goals? Are you okay with like spinning your wheels and not being like, not progressing? Like, are you okay with that? Like, you got to ask yourself that, because if you are, then that's fine. Like, just accept and be mindful of the consequences and don't complain about it later on whenever you have had that happen, because you knew it was going to happen. You've already lived this before once, right? Like, quarantine's already happened once to you. And you saw what happened then. So you can either choose to double down on, like, going down the path that's going to put you even further away from your goals and make you even have a harder time once you decide to pursue your goals, or, which I would suggest, go down this path and actually do something about it and actually take action, and don't let the fact that quarantine 2.0 is happening and work towards your goals and be adaptive. So I'm going to talk to the people that want to be adaptive. I'm not going to talk to the people. This isn't me talking to the people right now who are going to, roll over on their bellies kind of and give up on their goals, because they're not going to listen to this anyway, so it doesn't matter. So for those of you who want to actually achieve your goals and make progress and not stagnate and not, suffer the consequences of, not doing anything about your goals again, or are, like, oh shit, it's happening again, I want to be prepared this time. What you need to do: make sure you have some sort of equipment. Make sure you have some sort of equipment. I'm not saying you have to go out and buy stuff. You can make stuff at home. You can make your own workout equipment at home pretty easily. You got jugs of water, the gallon jug for milk or water. Fill it up with water, depending on your level of strength. Fill it up with dirt. Fill it up with rocks. That shit can weigh pretty decent. That you can use those things for workouts. Go buy a set of dumbbells while you can, before they sell out like crazy and they price gouge. Go do that. Buy resistance bands. You can buy resistance bands for pretty damn cheap from a variety of places. And if you have to buy them from Amazon and they're those cheap, shitty things that get sent over from China or whatever, like, that's fine too. But I would encourage you to go buy some like decent ass bands that are probably going to cost about the same from like, and I'm not sponsored by them, but like I bought mine from Elite FTS and they're really cheap, but also like really high quality. So I would suggest going there. They just had a sale, and I bought a bunch of them because I knew that I would like to have those as tools in the future. So make sure you have equipment. Whether you make it yourself or you buy some, make sure you have some sort of equipment for your house. That way you can still get decent workouts in. You can do body weight stuff too. It's not going to build muscle how you'd like it to, likely, but it's better than nothing if that's all that you're going to work with. But get some equipment, like a set of dumbbells, maybe a kettlebell. I don't really like kettlebells, but I like dumbbells. If you like kettlebells, get a kettlebell. Get some resistance bands. If you can get, like, if it's really cold where you're at, get some sort of cardio equipment, or go like start to be okay with maybe jogging or something. If you want to keep your cardio health, get a treadmill. You can find really cheap treadmills pretty much anywhere, like on Craigslist or Facebook or whatever. They might get increased in price here in the near future, but that's an option too. Like have something like that if you really like cardio. Things like that, jump rope, like make sure like you've got some equipment. Okay. The next thing, make sure that you are setting realistic expectations for yourself. And I say this with everything. Make sure you're setting realistic expectations for yourself, because progress might be a little bit slower than what it would be. It might not be necessarily when it comes to weight loss, because a lot of that comes down to diet. But in terms of like strength gains, in terms of building muscle, in terms of like if you're out there and you're like into powerlifting or bodybuilding, things like that, like it's gonna take longer. It's probably going to take longer. It doesn't necessarily have to, like it doesn't, but it might, because you don't have access to all these random pieces of equipment that can target all these specific muscles like in the perfect like way, and like with convenience and things like that. You're gonna have to be adaptive. You're gonna have to adjust your expectations, just like you're gonna have to adjust what like what you're going to be doing on a day to day in order to get your workouts in. So just have realistic expectations for yourself and be honest with yourself and be nice to yourself. Don't be a jerk to yourself if you're, trying to work towards a goal during these weird, unprecedented times. Like there's going to be like obstacles that are going to pop up that you might not be used to at that, like that might not have happened in the past. Like just focus on being adaptive, because it's one of those things. Like, are you going to let something like this sabotage your goals again? Because it's not a matter of like, quarantine is not stopping you from reaching your goals. You're using quarantine as an excuse to not start on your goals. Okay? If it wasn't for quarantine, it could have been any other thing on top of that. It could have been like, oh, like, I don't even know, like quarantine is just a really big scapegoat that you can utilize in order to sabotage yourself in the future. It's one of those things where it's like, I strongly suggest like you don't do that. Because if you want it bad enough, it's one of those things. If you want it bad enough, you're going to make it a priority no matter what. But if you have lived through quarantine already before and you saw what it did to your goals, if you saw what happened from not pursuing them, don't make the same mistake twice. It's the same thing's gonna, like, the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over and expecting a different result. You already lived through you already went through one quarantine of not having the gym and not working towards your goals for the last like 6 months, 9 months or whatever. You're gonna let that happen again? Are you gonna let yourself gain another 20 pounds? You're gonna let yourself gain another 30 or 40 pounds of not like making a concerted effort of making this a priority in your life? Like, are you gonna do that? Are you okay with that? Can you live with that? Can you live with 6 months from now not progressing and being in the same spot that you're at right now? Can you live with being in an even worse spot than you are right now? Like, these are questions you have to ask yourself and think about before you say, I'm not going to pursue my goals, before you say, I'm going to put off my goals once quarantine's over. Like think about these things, because they're important things to think about. And if you're not planning ahead, you're doing yourself a great disservice, and you're probably not going to be happy. You're going to be even less happy by the time this next quarantine ends. So that's my life for today. I just wanted to, make you guys aware of this stuff. Like have a solid plan in place. Like, have realistic expectations. Get yourself some decent equipment, or like, it doesn't even have to be decent. You can make your own shit at home from milk jugs and stuff. Like, that's, be adaptive. Be adaptive. Like, have realistic expectations. Like, progress is going to happen. Like, you cannot tell me that you can't make good progress from at-home workouts and at-home, because most of it is from when it comes down to nutrition. The other part of it too is like looking how you want to look from the workouts and things like that. You can make great progress from at-home workouts. You can make great progress while being in quarantine. I've done it. Like 15 to 20 of my clients during quarantine, when that shit was happening, still made consistent, great progress. Don't tell me that you can't do it too. If one person has ever done it before, you can do it too. Especially in the end, the people who want it bad enough and are going to make it a priority are going to be the ones that went out. If you're not making it a priority, you can't expect to get the results that you want to get out of it. So that's my life for today. Hope you have a great rest of your Monday. Don't sleep on this. Like make sure that you are like taking this seriously, because I don't want you to be like SOL in a couple of weeks when your state shuts down and you're like, well, shit, now I'm scrambling. Like, prepare, for your goals. Like with anything else, yeah. So anyways, that's my life for today. Hope you guys have a good one. And if you want any information about what I do, I do at-home plans for my clients. I did them before. I'll do them again if I have to. I'm going to make sure that everybody gets results that they want to get. I'm going to make sure that I'm there for them. So hope you have a great Monday. If you got value from this, give it a like. Hit me with that hashtag replay if you're watching at a later time. Let me know that you saw it and your number one takeaway in the comments down below. If you know of anybody who is struggling right now, who's worried about like quarantine 2.0 happening and not being able to make progress like they did last time, or they want to get rid of their COVID-20 that they gained, send them my way. Be happy to help them. Have a great one, everybody.